Right, good morning people. We are back with another video. Cows are coming in. They're actually coming back tomorrow. We've got the lorry booked. One of us will run up with our box as well. But means we've got to get the sheds ready. So I spent a bit of time this morning chucking some bales about. Me and Phil were just going to put all the slot posts in, hang the gates, make sure they're all where we want them before spreading the straw about. Then we'll spread all the straw around, make it all ready. And then depending on how we get on, we're going to head over to the other farm and get some of the clamp tiles off ready for Phil to be able to feed on Wednesday. And then we'll probably start taking some stuff off of our clamp here so that we can feed tomorrow when the cows are back. But yeah, got a little bit of work to do spreading these bales about. We might need a few more yet. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. Before we get any further, a lot of you like Dr. Phil. He now has his own YouTube channel called Busy with Dr. Phil. So I'll put a link down below, but you can all go and check him out. Here he is, the man himself.
Assuming that one's correct, it goes in with the hangings like so. Easy.
Right, so we've hung these gates up. They need a fair bit of adjustment. Some of them, you can see this one is looking downhill a long way. Some of that is because this gate is out around, but also the hangings are all out of kilter. So Phil's wanting to get an adjustable. He's going to adjust all the hangings so that everything hangs nice and level, and we'll shut back easy. But yeah, definitely go and check out Phil's channel. He's got a video up already. By the time you see this, he'll probably have a few videos up. Busy with Dr. Phil. There'll be a link below. Yeah, you all love Dr. Phil, so he had to have a go of it on his own. But I'll start rolling some straw out. Right then, Manitou, we need another bale. We'll need a couple more bales. So we'll go and pick up a couple more bales and finish doing these pens here a minute. We've got the other shed to do as well at some point. A lot of this video will be filmed tomorrow as I'm sat here, just because that's when we're getting the cows. I just thought we'd show you setting up the shed. I don't know what's happened to this bale, but he's got about 5 times the amount of net that he needs on him. Have to ask the baler man. Look at the amount of net on it.
Yeah.
One. There's about 8 layers of net on that one. Right. Distribute these bales.
There's one more left to put out there.
Yes. Lovely work, Phil.
Thank you very much. That fits nicely there.
Robert.
Right.
Oh, you got to flip it now.
Flipping. Right, down your way. Whoop.
Down my way. Oh no.
Hang on. Edge to edge.
This is what 9 layers of bale net looks like. It's like a duvet. Right, we're off. We're in the tractor now, obviously, as you can see. Been a very slight change of plan. Well, not a change of plan as such, there is a plan. We're going to bring home the cows that are on the science farm grazing ground today, so we can run them back without the need of a lorry. I've got the box on because there's a few there that are quite old, and there's also a couple with sore feet, so we'll box them back, save giving the older ones a hard time. That is the plan now. The shed's all ready. We're going to drop them down to the handling area we've got so that they can have all their back shaved before they come in. So the other exciting thing is that means we need to open up the silage pit, so we'll be doing that later on. The winter routine starting properly as of tomorrow morning. Hello cows! They're being a right bunch of madams. They don't want to leave. Come on, we've got a nice warm shed for you.
Where you go? Come on. 5 go, don't matter.
Right, we are loaded and on our way home. Guys are in the truck, so they'll beat me back. We're going to come back then and run these home after lunch because we haven't actually set up anything back home ready yet. We made a big life decision at the weekend. We turned the heating on and it is messing with my breathing, something chronic. Having a pretty cold house to having a pretty warm house overnight always makes me go snuffy nosed and sore throat. Currently at that point at the moment. So that one there's got a bit of a sore foot, so that's why we boxed them back. And some of these are old, so we just made a box full. I'm gonna leave that there over lunch so they can't see each other. They'll just have a bit of a roaring session. We'll sort those out after lunch, get the others back. And yeah, get on with the rest of what we need to do. Right, we're sort of in position ready to run the rest of the cows back now. I'm stood down where the flood is in the road that you would have seen in the last video. It has subsided, you can now see the tarmac in the middle of it now, there's a little puddle there. And where it's draining away there slowly, still a bit of a puddle. Problem is the river level, it can't get away until the river starts to drop. But I've got to stay here and guard this driveway because there's no gate. Phil's the other side of the bridge on the corner to stop the cows getting the wrong way. John's going to come in front with the quad bike, Craig will be behind in the truck, and we'll just shimmy him up the road, up to our buildings which are up there. Get them in the handling area and then we can start cleaning up the backs and doing everything we want to do to them before we house them. Here they come. It is horrendously windy now, look at the trees. Come on cows, keep going. Go on. Through the footpath. There might be a flood, but it looks like a footpath. Taxi! Just running them through the footpath, I see. Yeah. We should have brought some down, shouldn't we? Right, we've made it home. Everyone's meeting each other again. Got it! In the pen! In the pen! In the pen! Oh, it's the big show! Right, so what I need to do now, is I've got these gates open, is move all these bales off the front of this pit, so I can then roll the sheet back, or cut the sheet, whatever we need to do, so we can get at the grass. So the grass in this pit we're going to feed to the cows because it's pretty dry. Well, it should be pretty dry. When we're feeding them properly, we might put a hay bale with it. I can't remember. It's from last year, this grass. I don't really know what it's like, but this is what we're going to be using. So I've got to move all these bales. We're going to stick them in the midden for the time being. And then we can get to unrolling the sheet. See, the cows don't really need that good a grub because they're quite heavily pregnant. Due to start calving in a couple of months' time. What are we now, November? So yeah, about 2 months' time, maybe 10 weeks. So the grass that's in this pit hopefully will be good enough for them just as belly fill. They can have some dry cow minerals as well, and a little bit of mag flakes just as they get closer to calving. It will get bolused in January with one of the boluses that we gave to those other cattle, so then their mineral levels should keep themselves about right. So I've decided to cheat a bit. Bales from taking off this pit, I thought I might as well just put on that one because we're going to try and save that clamp. And when there's two of us here, we'll move these gates, we'll unhang them and just hang them in front of that pit. It's handy to have them to tie the bags to that we put the plastic in, but it is definitely a two-man job, so I thought I'd just stack them on there. I've stacked some in the midden over there, as you can see. There's only 3 more bales there. I'll get them on the top row there, and then we can pull the sheet off, see what the grass looks like. Right, I am now ready to take the sheet off. If my memory serves me correct, this was second cut grass from last year, so this was the pit we carried over. And there was discussion about mixing hay with it, so I said it was dry earlier, it might actually be wet. There's only one way to find out. So we'll strip the green sheet off, pull the cover back, see what we're dealing with. Right, well, the green sheet was easy enough to get off. Right, the sheet is clean here because we've got roofs on the pit. They don't get horrible effluenty rubbish on them, and rain and tyre juice. So I'd quite like to keep the sheet without cutting it. But I don't want all this rubbish on, so you can go spend a minute getting all the hay and straw chaff off. And then we'll roll it back, and then underneath there's a clean sheet like this. We will have to cut because they are disposable. We've got the grab on as well. Just been around and pumped some grease in it, and also not sharpened the edge, but just run the grinder around it to knock any of the rust off, so hopefully it makes a really nice clean cut. I probably want to come in with the little red sharp bucket we got over there and just pull back all the rubbish on the front of the pit. The grass is growing and such, but we'll continue with this for the minute. Right, let's have a look at it. Mixed results. Front bit, you can see where there's been bales and weight on it. Absolutely perfect, no problem at all. Patches of mould between the bales is white stuff, we're gonna have to get rid of that. That'll have to go in the midden. The end, where we didn't get a very good seal, not so good. My father-in-law to be, Abby's dad, they chuck muck on the front of their pit just to get an airtight seal. Obviously nothing can get in it when it's sealed completely airtight. They just run a line of muck right along the front of their pit. But the one thing I can say is where the cling film started, so here, and all the way along there, that line where it's been, look, it is beautiful underneath. And under here, look at this. Absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever. It is quite wet, so I will stick a bale of hay in the wagon and mill that up. And whilst that's mixing, just clean up the front here a bit, get rid of some of the rubbish. And then we'll load it up, we'll put a couple ton in. That'll do them overnight. And yeah, so let's get to doing that. Although I put the grab on, I need to take it off again so I can clean the front up a bit. Right, so we're just grabbing out this silage. We've had the first victim already. The tine there snap. It's just because it sits outside over winter, any little cracks get water in, they rust and go weak, so we're going to need a new tine on this. Making up to about 2 ton or thereabouts. It's just a bit of a guesstimate really, is what they're going to eat. Look at that, we have cows in the shed, munching away on the silage. Actually mixed up quite nice with the hay. Is it nice, cows? There's one pen empty on the end still, which means John and Craig must be doing something to them still. There's a Hereford lied down in there on a new bedding. Well, I'll go down and find out how they're getting on, see if they want a hand. Yeah, there'd be a pen of cows in here tonight as well, I think. Keep it in the trough. I mean, I did spill a bit, but it's the first time I've fed here for 6 months, so it will let me off. Well, there's a lot going on down here. John is shaving, Craig's trimming ears. They're also getting Bravoxin. They're getting condition scored, they're getting their height measured. Stabilisers, for whatever reason, get really hairy ears. You see here, you can't see their tags. That's why Craig's clipping their ears. John's shaving their backs so they can sweat and stay dry during the winter in the shed. You're very hairy, you are. Now, you might say we've lost the light. Come on in, heifers. Ooh.
Here's a few holes in the roof.
I know, the Jaff patches have come off.
Okay.
Sponsored by Jaff Patch.
I'll put the post tube in this thing.
at that, heifers. Come on. Keep going.
Eat it, just give us a chance. Look at him.
Go eat now. Actually, go and eat the straw. So here we are, look. 3 pens of very happy cows. But half of them are eating silage, and the other half are eating their bedding, which is some oat straw, which is a little bit damp, so it's probably quite palatable to them. Because we haven't weaned them at housing, they've already been weaned. It is so much quieter than it is normally. Just come in, head down and eat. That is the way. Like I said, we've got a big day tomorrow bringing in the cows that are away from the farm home, so you'll see that in the next video, hopefully, all being well. And then the calves the day after. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, which I can't do because I've got my hands full. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Loads of links down in the description, including Dr. Phil's YouTube channel, which I'm sure he will appreciate if you go and subscribe to him and give him a watch as well. And yeah, till next time, cheerio.